Yeah, it's 3:01.
Yeah.
What time is it there?
Cool. Well, I'm in darkness. It's like 9 o'clock here. So,
Wow, I forgot. That's
but
nuts.
you know what? I'm glad we can do this.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Perfect. Well, you know what? I'll just kind of start thinking right back to the very beginning. And I would
Hmm.
love to think about the music that really kind of shaped your interest in music. So, maybe the music from your childhood or your family that's influenced you.
Yeah, so are you saying like why I got into music or somebody like that I like what musicians I
Well,
like?
I would say like kind of what music were you listening to when you were a child? Like what kind of
Okay.
like shaped your influence?
Yeah. So when I was young, I listened to a bunch of like gospel worship music, but I also loved like pop music just in general. I didn't have any like specific like genres because I didn't know too much about music. I didn't grow up doing music. So whatever was on the radio, I was kind of just like listening to. Yeah. Growing up, I wasn't really picky. I've always liked like country pop. That's been always been a cool thing. But my mom always played gospel music in the car. So
So maybe, it's gradually kind of like seeping in slowly, but you don't realize.
for sure,
Um,
definitely.
Amazing. So when did you kind of start then to think, okay, like this is something I want to pursue? Because obviously I know you have your successful NFL career, and that's been the main focus. So when did kind of music come into the picture?
So, last year I signed with the Minnesota Vikings, and I got hurt in training camp, like really, really severely. And it was a really devastating time for me because I had been, this football player who dreamed of playing in the National Football League for so long.
Yeah.
And I finally get there and I'm just so pumped and I'm doing well. It's looking like I'm going to make the team, and out of nowhere, my whole knee just I just tore everything in my knee, and they, it was a really tough injury. It's an injury that doesn't usually happen in the league. It
Okay.
wasn't just an ACL tear, which is pretty common,
Yeah.
which they have like common treatments for. But yeah, it blew out my whole knee, and that a lot of people weren't sure I was going to be able to play football again. And I remember I had bought a guitar a couple of weeks before, and it was just sitting in my room and I wasn't able to walk. I was like handicapped, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So I was on bed rest, and I remember just grabbing my guitar and I was just like trying to learn how to play. And then
Yeah.
instead of just learning how to play, I started like singing along with it. And I was like, dang, I think I can like carry a tune, like
Yeah.
low key. And next thing you know, um a lot of people were like, yo, you're actually kind of good. Like I would kind of just like sing under my breath and like, yo, like, whoa, 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 you're actually good. Next thing you know, a couple months later got a little better, taught myself some more tricks, I guess. And I posted a TikTok and it went like mega viral. And I kind of just got sucked in to the music industry. And yeah, and I always tell people I would never take what happened to me back because it led me into something that I've learned to love so much. I'm
Yeah.
so
I
passionate
mean,
about music, and it's helped me so much in like a really dark time of my life. So
it's amazing now that like it can just be that one viral video and then it changes your life.
oh yeah,
Insane.
it's a crazy I guess century or world we're living in right now for sure.
Yeah. And so I know you mentioned like you'd never really considered singing and it wasn't really something you were thinking about. Um, did you kind of think you were a good singer, like, to yourself, but just never
Yeah.
really expressed that?
It's so funny because everybody's like, you had to have known like how to sing. And honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't. Like, I promise you, I never had thought that I could like sing. Now, when I was like younger, my mom has like baby videos of me like singing. Like, I'm a big music guy in general, though. Like, I love to dance. Like, I just like have like music in me, kind of. Like,
Yeah.
I'm musical in general. I guess I was just like blessed in that way. And so, yeah, I always answer that question. I remember in college, like, I would be in the grocery store all the time, like singing. And I remember people would always like random people, ooh, you just like hit a note. And I'd be like, I'm like trying to get cereal. And I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Like, okay. So I think people, or I get out of the shower and my friend was like in the other room, like, yo, you should try out for American Idol, but like it's a
Yeah.
joke. Like it's a joke. So I guess like people would say, I always thought, okay, yeah, I can like carry a tune kind of, but not really like sing.
Oh, I mean, I'm jealous because, like I have the opposite. Like I feel like I can sing, but other people tell me I can't. So,
I'm sure
um,
you're great.
no, no, really not. Um, so obviously 2022 has been a huge year for you with obviously three singles coming out. And as I was kind of sitting here, I was looking at the Spotify streams and near enough 500,000 for your first single, which
Yeah.
is crazy. Um, did you kind of ever anticipate that the numbers would blow up as much?
Um, I don't even know, like, honestly, I don't even know what's good and what's not. I think it is tough, like now getting into the music industry. Um, Now I follow like a bunch of musicians and like people who like drop music, and I think you know how tough it is these days to not like compare yourself, especially social media is like a really toxic thing. It's a beautiful thing, but also can be like, really, hurtful to people who compare themselves. And I think like stream wise, at first I was like, wow, like this is nuts. And now I have such a high expectation for myself. I'm really, really hard on myself. So I think it's so cool. And it's always good to step back and say, wow, like I don't think I would have ever guessed that, people would really listen to my music. I mean, I just started this, like, I didn't even have that thought of even dropping music, let alone sing, like that's or write a song. Like what? So I think it is really, really cool to like look at that and be like, this song, my first single ever, has 500,000 streams. That's pretty amazing. But I would say what I have in the future, my goals are way, 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 way higher than that. At this point, sitting here. So today. So yeah, I think there's a lot of growth to be had. But to answer your question, yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I
Sure.
mean, you're going in the right direction. Like, obviously, I'm in the UK, and have found your music, so people are finding it, and like all over the world. So this is the we speak about like a lot of the toxic side of social media, and there definitely is that. But there's also with like Spotify and Instagram and whatnot, you do really connect globally. It's amazing.
That's all.
Um,
It's so cool. It is really, really cool. It's powerful.
yeah. So thinking about kind of falling into you, when you like officially started to record it, thought, right, I'm going to release this track, was there that kind of fear of putting it out there, like, being judged and people kind of like listening to your heart and soul, I guess?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm not gonna lie. So when I first, even before that, I had my friend who was really, really good. His name was Landon. He he had already been doing music, so he knew how to like record at home. So he's like, dude, like let's record a cover and just see like how that goes. And I was like, sure. So I recorded a cover, and I remember they were like, yo, you should post this, because I sent it to my family and my family had no idea. Like my whole family's like tone deaf. Like nobody can carry a tune at all.
My people.
I just remember sending them like a file, didn't even say anything. And they were just like, I guess if you put yourself in their shoes, like they're kind of like, this is not you, obviously. Like this is a joke. Like, and it kind of like moved some of my family members to tears, which was crazy. And that's when I realized, I was like, wow, my voice has like serious like power in it. Like I can help people through this and like move people, which is my main mission with the music in general. And that's when I was like, they were all like, yo, you should post this. Like, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like it's scary, especially as a
Yeah.
football player, like, football players, they're tough. Like, you're like, and these days, it can be hard to kind of put yourself out there in such a like a dark and judgmental like world, especially social media. And I just remember being like super nervous. Like I think I posted it. It was a little cover. It was my first time ever like announcing that I like to sing.
Mhm.
I think the caption was something like, sometimes I like to sing or something. Everybody's like, what the heck? I'm just a football player, my whole life.
Yeah.
That's all I was known for, is like playing
Mhm.
football. And yeah, and yeah, I remember posting and I was like freaking out. I was like in my apartment, put my phone down. I was like, what did I just do? What did I just do? What am I doing? And yeah, I just had like such a overwhelming amount of support, from not only, you know, my followers, friends, and family, but just like from random people, you know, that came across it. And that's when I was like, wow, I think that gave me the confidence, you know, to kind of pursue it more in depth. Yeah, I was so nervous. It was
So
super cracking.
you obviously like you touched on like the NFL stuff, and it is very macho. It's very kind of like alpha, I guess. Um, so then music. There's nothing to say you have to be a certain way to release music. But were you kind of worried about the kind of response from teammates and fans from your sort of football career?
Um, yes, I will say like I'm still getting kind of used to like being fully vulnerable, but I will say like my teammates make it so easy for me to like truly be myself. I have the best like culture at work, like the best teammates I could ever ask for in like a supportive manner. I think all of them like not only accept me for like, you know, having this other side of myself kind of like blossom, but also they're just like so supportive of it and like encourage me. And I think that, you know, I kind of asked for a better like support system in that way. But yeah, especially at first, like super, super nervous about like what, you know, that football side of my life, my teammates and coaches and stuff would think about it for sure. Definitely. So yeah,
But it's been good. It's been good.
definitely.
Um, so thinking like your current single, "Happy Without Me," what's the inspiration behind that? Was there a story? I mean, feel free to be as detailed or as vague as you like.
Yeah. To be honest with you, man, like I mean, I think we've all had like, you know, past experiences where like whether it was a relationship or whatever it is that that you know somebody kind of moved on without you and it was, you know, you realize, hey, like these people don't really need me to be happy, you know, and that kind of can be like, wow, it gives you perspective. But I had my first two singles were about love and like having a crush and stuff like that. And I was like, I think it's time for me to write about the, you know, the tough parts of love and what, you know, love can bring all these beautiful things, but it can also bring a lot of heartbreak and, you know, things, you know, learning lessons. So it was more of it was more of a just a sense of like kind of switching it up a little bit and writing about a past experience. On it, to be honest with you, it wasn't like a super super detailed situation where I'm like really struggling and like I need to write about this. It was just more of like let me kind of relate to people who have been hurt in the sense of love, and so that's what the Happy Without Me is about. So
Yeah, I think you approached it with like a really kind of specific angle, which was quite fresh. It's that idea, I guess, of like an ex moving on, and you've always envisioned yourself as part of their life, but actually you realize that you're not, and they are moving forward. So it's a
exactly.
really cool take on it.
Thanks, man.
Um, so thinking about your next steps in music, I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead, but are you thinking like EP, album, or you want to just go single at a time?
Yeah,
And
honestly, that's a great question. I haven't really like made a decision. I definitely am moving towards like an EP or an album, but right now, I have a few more singles that I have planned. Um, my next one, I haven't really announced or anything, but this one's definitely the most vulnerable song I've ever written. It's about my injury and why I got into music, and so I would say it's definitely the deepest. It's a pretty it kind of it talks about like mental health and anxiety and kind of looking past um you know traumatic events that people have been through, and I generalized it so people could relate to it and, you know, move on with their life and understand that they have a lot to be thankful for. So my next single is pretty deep. It cuts deep, but it's a good one. So I'm really really excited.
yes. Have you got a kind of time frame in mind for when you're going to release?
Well, the song's almost done. We don't have usually you gotta like fully mix and master the song and then submit the song to know when the release date is. And we have a few more things to do, so I don't have an exact release. I would hope, you know, November, but I'm not too sure about that. So
Um, I really enjoyed the fact that each of your singles you have put a video out as well, because I know obviously it's tough, financially to record the song, to master, to then also do visuals and promo and all the stuff that comes with it. So it's great that you've been able to do that. How involved are you when it comes to like videos and cover art and stuff like that?
Yeah. I would say I'm pretty hands-on. So I'm super, super blessed to have her name is Sabrina. She does most of my videos. My last video, Happy Without Me, she I recorded that myself with my roommate or my cousin, and we just like rented a studio downtown here in Minneapolis because Sabrina lives in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And it was too hard during season to get there and all that extra stuff. So I was like, this is what it takes for me to be a football player and also drop music. I love visuals and shooting visuals. So I just FaceTimed her, and she basically like directed it over FaceTime. Like it was really funny, but it was like really cool and creative and like homemade. So I thought that was really, really cool. I just love having a visual for my songs, because like when I'm writing a song, I'm always like thinking super visually and like making it come to life. So I love like showing that to people of how it looks through my brain kind of, and how like the creative process like comes to life is just such a cool thing. I love videography and all that stuff in general. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally deeper connection as a listener as well. Like you can listen to the song and sometimes maybe it doesn't always click, and then when you see it with the video and the visuals, it can all come together. So yeah, I'm glad that you're going for that as well.
Yeah.
Um, Thinking about like what you're listening to now. I mean, of course you're listening to yourself, but
A little bit. I'm not a big fan. Like my teammates will turn on my song. I'm like, like I'm very I'm weird about listening to
yeah,
myself. When I'm first writing a song and I'm recording it, I listen to it all the time just so I can get ideas like to add on to the song, or like, and usually like right when I'm writing a song, I love it. Like I'm like, wow, like I want to drop this one. But once it comes out, I've heard that thing at least like 200 times. So I'm kind of like, oh, like I'm good on this
you're just
song
like
now.
go.
But yeah, I don't know if that's the healthiest habit, because like you should celebrate and like realize that was a lot of hard work. But I'm kind of like, on to the next one. Let's go, let's go, let's
Yeah,
go. That's just kind of how I'm built,
yeah.
So
So who are you listening to?
uh Justin Bieber is my favorite artist for sure.
Yeah,
I draw like a lot of my inspiration from Justin, and who else do I love Ed Sheeran's great. Tate McRae is fire. She's recently just like took me by storm. Her music is awesome. Who else? And then just a lot of random stuff, like songs I find on TikTok that are just like fire. I love Lainey. Lainey's great. Country music is awesome. So yeah.
yeah. There's
Well,
a lot of good country music just now. Yeah, and it's in the UK we don't always get so much country music, but as we said, Spotify is an amazing way to find it and kind of stay up to date with that. So yeah, would you ever kind of go down the country route yourself?
dude, I would, but I'm not I'm not a country person. Like, yes, I'm from the South. Like, I'm from North Carolina, and like I was around a lot of country people. People up here think I have like a slight country accent, but I'm just not like, I don't want to. I love country music, and I love writing melodies that are very similar to country pop, like more on the pop side.
Yeah,
Like I love pop music that country artists are making right now, where they're like they have that country like raspy voice, but it's more of a pop song. Like those are my favorite. Um and I would like, it's been in discussion before, like should I go like a little country, but it would never be like country because it's not me.
yeah.
It might, you might hear it a little bit in some of my like melodies and maybe like some of my vocals, but it'll never be like country. I don't think, at least. We'll see. I don't know.
And no songs about tractors and whiskey and
Yeah, like
Chevys.
yeah. I mean, Happy Without Me, like we kind of went down there, like we use the word like rum and coke and stuff like that, and that
Yeah,
was kind of like country vibes a little bit,
yeah.
like a little hint of like country there. So
Yeah, I mean, like you say, the cool thing now is like you've got these guys like Sam Hunt and that are country but not country at the same. The country purists are probably not fans, but like big crossover with pop, and it's good that there's a
Yeah,
fusion. Um,
exactly.
so I would love to find out, more generally speaking, your favorite albums of all time. It's a big
Woo!
one.
Oh man,
I
you
know I
really
should have tipped you off that was coming.
that's nuts. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold up. My favorite song of all time is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, it's a good one.
My favorite album, top to bottom, is probably Purpose by Justin Bieber.
Okay, yeah, I mean, at his best, I would say.
Purpose is,
Yeah,
yeah, top to bottom, I think he just knocked out of the park. He kind of touched on a little bit of like everything in that album. Like he kind of went like there's like Skrillex on there, and there's some like really upbeat like dance pop, but there's also like really heartfelt ballads. Like I just love how versatile it is. So I would
yeah.
say, and yeah, I would say Purpose if I have to pick one. I love Justice's new one too, but Purpose for sure.
Purpose, I think, was the one that like I was never a fan before, but then I heard Purpose and I was like, this guy's great. Like I really
Yeah,
actually started to like view him in a different light. So
for
yeah, I do
sure.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go into like a total quick fire round. First thing that pops into your head. Um, okay, you ready?
Wait. Oh, like you're gonna ask me a question, and first thing that pops in my head.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I'm so bad at these. But go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Come
We'll
on.
try, we'll try.
Okay.
So do you have a secret talent?
Talent?
Yeah.
See, I would say singing, like, but it's not a secret. Okay,
No, we
hold on.
know
Hold
now.
on. Secret talent. I can draw. I can draw.
Okay.
Yep.
Favorite movie?
Avengers Endgame.
Okay, nice. Your biggest fear?
Biggest fear. Losing someone I love.
One thing that you own but you really need to get rid of?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, I don't have that much.
You live a
Oh,
minimalist life.
wait, hold on. Like I own,
Yeah.
like I have to own this thing. Oh,
Well, you can
it can't
have
be
it.
like it can't be like these coconut dreams that I bought the other day, like a whole
Well,
pack of coconut dreams. Like
we'll
they're
we'll
not
open it like if you've stolen it, you can get rid of it as well.
okay. Hold on. So it's hold on. I don't know. Hold on.
We'll go coconut dreams.
Okay, coconut
Let's
dreams.
go with those. Your favorite animal?
Favorite animal? Dogs. I'm obsessed with dogs.
If you could visit another time period in history, when would it be?
The 80s.
80s. Nice, good music. Your worst habit?
My worst habit is definitely showering too often. I shower like 5 times a day, and that's
Okay.
way too much.
Your most starstruck you've ever been?
That's good. I would say a football player, but I grew up around football players. So have I met any artists? Starstruck? Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've been like I don't get too starstruck. If I met
Really?
Justin Bieber, I would be starstruck, but I hate to say that, but hold on.
Okay.
Um, probably, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I'm about to
Well,
guess, and I don't want to guess. That'd be
we can
lie.
revisit when you get to the Grammys. We'll revisit, and you'll have a list.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, list for sure.
Favorite smell? That's a weird one.
Favorite snail?
Smell.
Oh,
Smell.
look at that accent. Love it. Love it. Favorite smell would be like fall. Like my candles I just bought, like they're like pumpkin, like fall
Yeah.
scents. Like I love fall scents.
I love that you were going to answer your favorite snail though.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't even know what that means. I don't know
Yeah.
like different species of snails. I was like, oh no, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna know that one.
One song that you wish you had written.
Ghost by Justin Bieber.
And the final one, who would play you in a film?
Who would play who? Me and what?
In a film, a movie.
Oh, this is good. Probably, I would say Tom Holland is very similar to my personality.
Okay. And I feel these were good answers.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
sorry about a few of those. I didn't want to like lie. I can't.
no, no. They're tough to answer, especially on a time limit. Well, it's been amazing chatting to you, and I'm really excited about what's coming next. And your next single sounds really great. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. It's
Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate your time.